Rainy, and we're going to be discussing a banless prediction. So I've been told that is, I guess the banless is coming out on the Friday coming up. So this is my banless prediction. Some of it is biased to what I feel like maybe should come off the ban list or what should be on it, but I think most of this stuff might happen. But all right, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into the list. So obviously, great keepers are getting support, and in my opinion, it's really super good. But I feel like since they're getting support, it's going to be really strong, and they can easily lock out other people's decks. I think Rare Tribute should be banned. As far as limited removal, this is a really hard card to deal with at points where you feel like, oh, they can swing directly, and then they don't have game, and all of a sudden they flip a limited removal, and you can't do nothing about it. It's pretty strong and dumb. So like a easy win button in my opinion. So they should ban that. Return from Different Dimension, we should know, should be banned. And 6 cent, obviously, that should never even hit the ban. Came off the ban list. Whatever. And I think Inferni launchers should go to 0 because Infernis are really stinking stupid. So I think that should be banned. Stratos at 1. Sangan. This probably won't happen, but I don't see Sangan doing too much right now, and I just don't really. I really don't. I can't really see him doing anything in the next format that's really that damaging. But obviously, he might not come back because he is a really good card, and about any deck can search about anything. So skill drain to 1 because it's really good in dragons and whatever, and it's really strong. I mean, they hit defense or macro cards are kind of like it can. You have to MST for your deck to play against it. So I think this should be at 1 because it's really strong and powerful. I believe Heavy Storm may come off the ban list at 1, but we'll see. Things are semi. I got Book of Moon to 2, which Book of Moon is a really fair card. So I thought Book of Moon would be a good idea to come off. DC Diva 2, this might be a thing, but this is another biased thing. I feel like it should go to 2. Oh, actually, I think I'm missing something. I think I should say Abyss Sphere to 1, Diva to 2, or something like that. But um, actually, I did miss that. All right, well, Ghost Arc, I think she gets semi-limited if they're going to hit dragons or anything like that. I don't think this is much of a problem card, so I think that should go to 2. Grand Mole doesn't see much play. Don't see a reason why it should be at 1. Lone Fire, plants are getting buttloads of support. This would be cool if this ever come off the ban list or come off limited and go with semi-limited. Thunder King to 2. Again, didn't see Thunder King last format. I don't see why not. But Thunder King is a really good card, so this might stay to 1, but who knows? All the Dragon Rulers basically probably gonna get hit. Either as a semi-limited or limited. I thought that they probably should be semi-limited. I don't think they should go to 1 because that would kind of destroy them, but then again, they've been around for 2 formats. So, and then the cards, I think it should be unlimited. It's Tour Guide, Tengu, and Striker because they've been hit through 2 paths overuse. And now I feel like since they've been hit, they've never been used. So I feel like they should come back in some sort of fashion. But again, they won't be used as much in my opinion. So I think they should go back to the 3. But yep, that's my ban list.
That's cool. Yeah, hi there, my name is Kenneth, here on Anti Show. I also have a type of ban list prediction. It's kind of funny, even though the ban list will be coming out officially on Friday of this week. Well,
Well, you can switch it over to your screen if you want.
That's okay. What I kind of did was, I just made a list of cards, and I thought of cards that are getting support, as well as how the ban list is looking. Not to mention the cards that they did ban, that they unbanned, and the new support period. So I started with semi-limited first because that just seems easier to do. I think Gores should go to 2. Gores isn't really that popular card as it used to be. In Japan, they have it at 2. So there's no, I mean, it's not like it's doing a whole lot. It's like, if he has 2, it would just be balanced between both OCG and TCG. Lone Fire should definitely go to 2. And I feel like I have a maybe percent chance that it might for the fact that not because of the silver plans that are coming out, but because of cards like the 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 rank 3 XC, the Rose Archer, cards like that make would probably end up making more viable into and have an actual pure plant deck. So like an actual archetype, not just a combo of cards. Um, Something that I did think about was Bestiari. He's at 2 in OCG, and obviously he's broken. They are getting support. Um, Maybe it's more than just that one card. We're not 100% sure, but there should be more than just one card for Gladius to get support. So I'm thinking that Bestiari could potentially go to 2. Thunder King, this is debatable. I thought that he should be to 2, but if he's at 1, then it's okay because I feel like Konami is doing a lot of like making so many decks that search and trying to see, which of these decks are better without having to do with like a Thunder King. Especially now that we're having that Max C spell card that you chain and then they search and then you draw. So that's something to think about. The dragons, they all need to be semi-limited. I mean, let's say that if they were at 3, that's fine. Get rid of all the stuff that makes them ridiculous, but I still think they should be at 2 because there are some times when you play Dragon Rulers and you don't flip, return, and they used to win. Like, you just still win. For Mermails are really strong. I can't. There's a lot of things on the ban list that could come off. But the thing is that decks like Dragons and Mermails that can easily make a level 8 synchro is just too good. So I feel like Mermails like Abyss here or Link should go to 2 or 1, either or. For ban cards, I really do think Return of a Different Dimension should be banned because the card was neutral until Dragons abused the card. Because like it was just ridiculous. And then another card I think that should get banned is Sixth Sense, and I starred and put maybe on it. Konami knows what they're doing, so I feel like they might bring the card out to make decks that really didn't have a chance do something amazing potentially. So if the card does stay at 1, then it's obvious that people will be using it. So just what kind of decks will they be using it in? Whether it's like the new plants that are coming out or Gravekeepers or Lightstorm, something like that, And then for limit, I just put between Abyss Sphere or Abyss Lane. I mean, yeah, because those two are just. I think Mermails they just need to go to. They've been in the format for too long, I feel like. And then I do have a fun thing, a conspiracy kind of thing that might come out. Other people have been saying that Konami says that not every card is not supposed to be banned forever. There are 4 ban lists, so maybe they'll let cards that are in the ban list shine for just a ban list. Sixth Sense was banned like forever, and now it came out, so that's another reason as to why maybe it could. Other cards put them out, so I made a list, and cards like maybe like, who knows, Emperor Dragon, Shadows, Bulb, Visions of Faith, cards like that people that have been banned for have been banned for a long time, except for obviously Stratos, and then they just come out for like 4 months, and then they just either go back in or people figure out that they really don't do anything anymore. There's so many broken cards, so many broken effects now that most of these cards are to a point slow. So I mean, that's basically it. Like, you just gotta think outside the box because that's what Konami's doing. Sixth Sense came out, and that was kind of random. That's basically it.
All right. Well, yeah. So the deck, I guess the balance is coming out on Friday, and it will take effect for next format on next year on the 1st. So make sure you guys obviously try to move things as fast as possible because some cards obviously will be hit. As you know, Dragon Rose was the dominant card or deck of the format, and so definitely anything that's Dragon Ruler support, definitely try to maybe skate those out or try to get rid of them as fast as possible. Which, I mean, At this point, it's probably a little too late because nobody's going to be looking for dragons because they are trying to get rid of them, or maybe build up decks that would rule next format. So, in my opinion, I think Bujins would definitely be a tier one deck. Would definitely would. I feel like that'd be the first thought that after dragons are gone, and maybe spellbooks maybe come back a little bit more. But obviously, I feel like that Bujins would take a huge tier list jump.
They would definitely. I think that if you think about it, the Bujin deck is really slow into some aspect. So it's like the format has to slow down for a deck like that to be tier one. So that just looking at the decks that are coming out, Ghost Tricks are ridiculously slow to some extent, and so is obviously Bujin. So it's like the format will slow down to some point. So yeah, that makes sense for like cards like Dragons to get their hand.
Oh yeah, like even with the windups and I wouldn't say too much in Insectus because once the Insectus got hit, they were kind of done. But as far as windups, we had to hit windups like literally three different balances for them to die, and finally they died. And even they wasn't really that even dead. They just brought out more broken support like dragons. Once dragons and spellbooks came out, like windups just kind of folded up and died. Like it was just I feel like that the game where old support used to be really good, and Konami is forcing more. I guess this is how they, I guess, get their main money. Whatever they're forcing, newer things that are a little bit better than the older support. So the older support can't keep up with the newer support. So they're forcing you to switch off decks. Like some decks, like I'm trying to see what deck that used to be really good but can't be played anymore. Like I don't know. For example, frogs. Like I have not seen frogs play really any of this format. It's not because it's a bad deck or anything like that. It's just that the fact that all the other support that's coming out is a little bit more defined than frogs, or a little bit defined versus I don't know. I can't think of anything right now, but just Konami are making new cards that work better now than it did back then. So it's obviously you want to try to shift your deck ideas more to the new cards versus old cards, and that's how they're gonna keep recycling and get their money. So
yeah, that's true. Like I know for a fact that if you think about it, all the new support that's coming out is mainly for archetypes. So you could potentially say that Konami is trying to make a variety of like people play certain archetypes and not like combo decks. Like there are very few combo decks out there. Um, that's what they're trying to do. Just make really good archetypes. Bujins is ridiculous. There's so much support for that. Firefist has a lot. Harpies have a whole lot. Madoches, Dark Worlds, Blacks. They're trying to bring really good archetypes back with new stuff. I mean, not saying that the old stuff can't help the new, but just saying that you can't play. You have to play something that's more updated because you're gonna lose. So it's like archetypes. I feel like it's all about the archetypes now. There's so many archetypes coming out. It's like hard to choose which one will actually be good. You know?
right, and we definitely want more variety in the game. We don't want like a two deck format or a one deck format to reign. We want to see variety. Um, so definitely, hopefully, this ban list will finish off that dragons are no longer a deck by itself. No, we don't want the deck. I mean, honestly, I don't want the dragons to be ever banned. I mean, I want them to be still played in as what they're supposed to be played in. They're supposed to be played as an attribute supporting type of deck. They're supposed to title's supposed to exploit for mermaids. Like Tempest is supposed to exploit for I don't know Jugunities. Redox is supposed to maybe purport for gadgets. You know, stuff like that. Not like one super huge broken deck where they support themselves and destroy everything because they're just big beaters that you can summon for free and they just search themselves and they can never run out and just too strong. So, and the fact that there are 7 stars, which blew me, and it's just random to me. I was like, Konami just knew that they were trying to make something really dumb out of these cards, and it should never existed. But
they're super strong. Like, think about it this way for the people that are watching or listening to this. Like, as long as level 7 monsters exist that are that powerful, with like mermaids and dragons, then cards like Fishboard, Blaster, Global, things like that will probably never come off the ban list because it's like it's just ridiculously too much. Like that's just too strong, too strong.
yeah, like yeah, that's a true point. So 1-star tuners are banned just because they're 1-star tuners. They're versatile with their broken effects, and then on top of that, to make a rank 8 a level a synchro 8 monster, which again are coming out with more variety, like the Spark Dragon and the Dragon Archfiend that look alike. Like they're just strong. So yeah, hopefully the next format everything will be patched up and ready to go. I don't want nothing to come off the ban list per se, but I mean, I really don't care if I ever see Stratos off the ban list because I never was a hero fan or Sangan. Maybe Tori guy can definitely be a 3 if Sangan stays on, but you know stuff like Heavy Storm, like I don't want to play a card, one card, and then be like, oh, I lost because of that. Like I set 4, he Heavy Storms, and I like okay, game 2. Like cards like that should be erased from the game. MS
Yeah,
team like skillfully and baiting is better for me, but
I mean, I guess that's true too. But I mean, banning it just makes it. If you think about it, when you ban Heavy Storm, it's a really powerful card. So depending on your skill level of playing, like you know that if you have if you're playing a back row deck, not to sell your back row when Heavy Storm is out, because you're just a bit heavy. So it's like having a ban just makes it easier for Yu-Gi-Oh players to actually grow in learning, and then like the card comes out off the ban list, and then bam, like okay, you need to know what you're going to be setting. So cards like that when they come out makes the game a lot harder to play. So right now it's like having it in the ban list can considerably make the game a bit easier. You know how bottomless is at 1, compulsive is at 1. It actually makes the game easier. But if they were back at 2, the game would be more skill, which a lot of people are asking for. So who knows what's gonna happen?
oh yeah, and yeah, I mean, I just don't want to be swamped with a one card combo card that just kind of dominates the game. Like even cards like um, what's it called? Rekindling. Like that's an extremely overpowered card, and the only reason why I hadn't put it on like on a list per se is that it's a really overpowered card, but it's not using like in my opinion like an overpowered deck. You know, and the deck can be punished easily for it. Like I literally bottomless all the rekindled monsters, and then now they have to lose, or you know, just it's other cards that like return from this dimension in dragons. Like dragons are already good enough, but that's not put cards that support tier 1 decks to make them tier 1. Like obviously spellbooks were decent to good, but when they came out with Judgment, like they just extremely like boosted, and I don't want cards like that to extremely boost a deck because that's not what we want. I want Madochis to have support, but I don't want the Madochi to have support so broken where they make themselves go from like tier 3 to tier 0 and unstoppable unfair. I just want a nice balanced format, but we'll see.
We definitely will.
So I think that's it for now. Thanks for listening, guys. I know it's a long-winded, I guess a long-winded video, but a lot of the ban lists are pretty long-winded. But just as our opinions and stuff like that may not necessarily be true, but hey, it'll be nice for any ban list petition, you know, to come 50% true. So hopefully we'll, you know, get what we want, and hopefully you guys get what you guys want, and hopefully it'll be a nice, easy, great format for everybody to adjust and get back into the game. So, all right, I think we're good.
Bye-bye.